Let's talk about Sora.
The tool is named Sora.
Sora.
Absolutely ridiculous how far we've come in literally 1 year.
A chatbot, a text-to-image generator, and now OpenAI's latest creation is a text-to-video generator called Sora. And this is actually really interesting, but at the same time, I'd like to go over some of the shortcomings and dangers as well. So firstly, what is Sora? It's a text-to-video generator by OpenAI which can take your prompts and turn it into a video. So you can tell it to generate a video of a woman walking down a Tokyo street with neon lights in a long red dress, and it will generate an incredibly photorealistic video of your prompt. To someone scrolling on Twitter or Instagram, this will pass off as real. It's that good. Take a look at this. Someone can literally use this as part of their B-roll when building a story on screen, and you won't even realize it's AI. I think this is a huge leap forward in terms of AI tools, but it isn't open to public just yet. So, how does it do this? The thing about AI video generation is that you need to understand how the physics of the real world works. It's a lot more complex than generating an image, which is why it blows my mind how far we have come. Imagine you have a painting. It's been sitting on the shelf for so long and collected so much dust that you can barely see anything. Now you use your hand to wipe the dust off, revealing the painting behind. That's kind of how Sora works. So it starts with a static, something you see on an old TV that doesn't work. Then, based on its training data, it starts replacing that static in very small parts with images based on your prompts. Then, based on its understanding of the world, it predicts how those objects will move. For example, you have a ball in midair. It won't stay in the air forever and eventually come down. So it will go frame by frame to adjust the movement of the object. And finally, it blends it all together into one video. And the cool part is that you can even tell it the kind of look you want. So you can get a cinematic look or retro look, you can get it landscape or portrait, you name it. However, it's not perfect. Sora is still in its early stages, which means its understanding of the world isn't perfect. On first watch, to the unsuspecting, this looks like a normal video of a woman celebrating her birthday. Now, look at this. The woman's hand is doing this weird thing because Sora doesn't yet understand how hands are supposed to work. So for creators and filmmakers, you're not going jobless just yet. As of right now, Sora isn't perfect, and for feature films especially, everything needs to be perfect, even if it's an insignificant detail in the background. Now let's talk about what it can be used for. From the top of my head, stock video. If you're making a video on YouTube or presentation and you need a clip of something oddly specific, you can use this tool to get your point across. Like that drone shot I mentioned earlier. Someone like DJI could easily use it and no one will suspect it. If you run a faceless YouTube channel, your life will become so much easier if you can just generate the video you want from scratch. Similar to AI generated images, at first you could easily tell if an image has been AI generated even if you were randomly scrolling on social media. Now the technology has gotten so good that for someone who's randomly scrolling social media and not exactly looking out for AI content, won't even recognize it when they see it. It's getting dangerously good. Talking about dangers, let's talk about the challenges this poses. So although OpenAI is concerned and is finding ways to prevent abuse of this tool, we can still expect to see some misuse. I'm just concerned about its impact on elections. Like, there's already so many lies and misinformation present on social media. This just makes that 10 times worse. But it's also funny because now politicians can say one thing and if it backfires, they can retreat with, "That video is fake, I didn't say anything, it is all a lie." Secondly, with this tool at hand, you can cut out some of the people involved in your video or filmmaking process. You don't necessarily need a team to go out into jungles and get original footage if you can just generate it. So jobs in the creative field are another concern. However, you can't really make an entire film with it because you can't go into the details of what your character's face or body is supposed to look like. So going from one scene to another, there will be inconsistencies. Third, court cases are going to become a lot more challenging because lawyers can now produce evidence as and when they like. Your Honor, I have a video that puts our suspect at the crime scene.
Shit. How the hell does he know about that? Doesn't matter, he knows.
So in conclusion, like every other tool, this too has its dangers. It's really powerful and needs to be used safely, so I hope that before it rolls out to the public, there are ways to test if the video has been AI generated. Anyways, that's it for today's video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, drop a like on this video. I will really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for more such videos, and make sure to check out my other videos. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.